Hi, my name is Lexi, and I'm going to be analyzing Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, deep and dark, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Frost uses little elements such as rhyme, repetition, and imagery in his work, as well as big elements such as extended metaphors, which he uses in this poem, and he uses it to have an underlying message within the poem that's not straightforward when you read it. The message that Frost is trying to convey in this poem is life and ultimately death. We know this because Frost describes the darkness of the woods and it being a place that we've heard of but never been to. The last stanza shows that Frost is not ready to die and that he has promises to keep and other things that he needs to do in his life. It also shows that he's not going to stop, and he still has a long way to go before he dies. Also, another indication of the extended metaphor is the horse's reaction to what Frost is doing. The horse is really skeptical about what Frost is doing. The poem, as it says, gives the harness a shake to see if there is a mistake. This shows that the part of the woods that the characters are in is a very dark and mysterious and eerie part of the woods that is not a common place for people to be. Like I said before, Frost uses rhyme, repetition, and imagery really well throughout his entire poem. Frost uses his imagery, and I think he uses it to his advantage, really connect with the reader and have the reader feel like they're in the speaker's place so they can see, feel, and hear what's going on throughout the entire poem. I think this helps the reader be able to understand and connect with the poem more. To help the reader understand more about his extended metaphor, Frost uses his imagery throughout the poem. Frost describes the woods as lovely, deep, and dark, and again this goes back to the extended metaphor that he used throughout the entire poem and really helps bring that through for the reader. Robert Frost uses rhyme throughout his entire poem, and I think it helps the poem flow through, make it easier for the reader to understand. The last two lines of Robert Frost's poem are, "And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." And this is an example of repetition that he uses to really enhance his point of death and life. I think that Frost uses rhyme in his poem to his advantage also. I think that rhyme really helps a reader understand the poem better and helps them be able to read it through easier because of how it easily flows. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.